Hi, this is Seamus. We're Vatawcing on a ghost tour. Vest, tie, walking cap. Guess who I'm here with?
The owner of Springfield Walks here in Springfield, Illinois, for a frightful Halloween night. Come check out our Ghost Hunters Haunted History Tour, springfieldwalks.com.
This rocked. Let's take a look. We were assigned to meet up in a parking lot to meet our ghost tour guide and owner, Garrett Moffett. He believes some ghostly insights on how and why he believes ghosts exist and how we can find out if they are still around. There are tools that people can use, and he brought some along for us to actually use ourselves. This is a meter that we used. A person would hold the small sensor out in front of them. If there was anything detected, the top red part would light up, flicker, and even beep. You'll have to take a tour to find out why this meter does what it does. These are apparently called dowsing rods. It's a very manual thing, and it's made of copper. They can swing out, they can swing inward, or they can cross. But you have to hold them in a certain way for them to work, and you learn that on the tour. This is how one person was holding them, but then again, I won't reveal the reason why these things work and what messages they mean when they cross or they go apart or go in or any type of reaction. Got to find out for yourselves. Sorry. So the tour began by setting the stage for the first location and ghost hunt by giving us the backstory of the building and its deceased original owner. And of course, why that owner and maybe some residents is said to still be around. Okay, this is the front door, and we are preparing for the ghost tour of this bed and breakfast. But first, let us meet my ghost hunting friends that will be going along. Move over Mystery Machine and Scooby-Doo. The real ghost hunters have arrived. These meddling kids will use ghost finding tools to solve the mystery with the Vatawc guy. There was a special event going on at the house that night, so we only stayed on one side of the house. This was a large social and meeting parlor, and we got to use our ghost tools for the very first time. This dining area became the central focus of the night here. The sensors were flickering and beeping, and dowsing rods were reacting in all types of ways. Mainly the activity and the detections were in that corner there by the door. But my group came into this fireplace area and used an investigation tool that we brought along with us. It's called a spirit box. So the story about this room goes that one of these books right here on the shelf there flew across the room at someone on its own. How would you like to stay at a place where people still hear the deceased owner welcoming the residents with her signature greeting, "Well, hello there"? Our next stop was an old church where we were educated on its history. And there was a graveyard tucked away within its confines. Who knew? The church has quite an appearance, including a bell tower, so we made our way to the inner walls and a courtyard. We were told about differences between a graveyard and a cemetery, and there's a special name for a graveyard that only contains ashes. Rocks are placed on some people's vaults where the ashes are, and that is a special sign left by the living for that loved one. Our guide explained that very old tradition. I did not get any ghost activity in this area, but the guide provided photographs from other ghost hunters of previous tours, and that some of them are actually photographed he provided of ghosts watching from the windows. He also explained why there are coffin-shaped soft spots in the grass and the ground. You should probably go on this tour to find out. Since this old building was in our view, our guide also informed us of the platform that's on the very top. See where that fencing is on top? That's actually a platform. And he says it's called a Widow's Peak, and then explained the ghostly reason why it's called that. Our next stop was a local theater. There was an actor from its very old history that is said to still be haunting there. And every so often, some strange things do happen there. One of those things is some of the actors and actresses that are on stage, and while they're performing, they can look into the dark corner in the back and see an orange glow of the cigarette of the actor that died from way back when. The last place on our tour was Norb Andy's. This building is a known haunted building called the Hickox House, and it needed a lot of history explained to us before we went in for our investigation. People have had numerous experiences just by regular people to this very day still happening. So the owner that opened this place had no choice but to embrace his ghostly guests and allow people to come investigate. But we were not going to go to the restaurant called Norb Andy's. We were going to go to the closed down area above the restaurant. It's closed and locked, and they gave us the key. This is where things seems to happen more often, including people hearing voices, then getting tight muscles, and getting out of breath when they're not even moving, and even feeling nauseous. The guide said that if any of this happens to us, that we need to leave and walk out that door. Remember when I said that the owners and managers and even the staff have accepted their ghostly guest and they embraced it? When we walked into the second floor, there was a welcome sign for the ghost hunters. I was trying to see if I could capture any abnormal things with random picture taking. Here's one of the storage rooms that was on that second floor. While taking pictures of dark corners and crevices, there's a non-working elevator around this corner, and it's where you find out that this used to be, when it was built, a morgue. Yeah, the history of the town way back when there was a fever that went around, killed lots of people, and this building was used as a morgue. Many people died here. Me trying to capture random photo taking, looking for anything. Some people believe in these things called orbs. I'm just trying to catch random faces or anything I can off dark spaces where I would flash my camera into these dark areas. This ladder went up into nowhere's land, so I figured it was a good place to take a photo. I want to say thanks to SpringfieldWalks.com and Garrett Moffitt, this guy. Also want to say thanks to Norb Andy's to let us into their closed area of their restaurant, as well as our fellow ghost hunters and my friends, these people. Let's see what we can Vatawc and what we're going to do next. Stay tuned. Ooh.